History doesn't always collapse with fire and screams. Sometimes it fades quietly. For centuries, an entire civilization didn't move forward. It slowly forgot how. Knowledge vanished. Cities shrank. Life expectancy collapsed. And almost no one realized it was happening. So how did one of the most advanced worlds of its time slide into centuries of darkness without a single global catastrophe? The phrase Dark Ages doesn't mean humanity stopped existing. It doesn't mean people became stupid overnight. It means the lights of record-keeping went out. After large centralized systems collapsed, written history thinned. Fewer documents, fewer books, fewer shared memories. Civilization didn't end, it fractured. And when knowledge fragments, progress slows. Not because people don't think, but because ideas stop traveling. Before the Dark Ages, large regions were connected by trade, roads, and institutions. Ideas moved with merchants. Skills spread with craftsmen. Information traveled farther than any single person. Then those networks broke. Trade routes became dangerous. Cities became vulnerable. Long-distance movement turned into a risk instead of an opportunity. Communities turned inward. When survival becomes uncertain, innovation becomes optional. Curiosity becomes expensive. Popular imagination loves the idea of burning libraries. But most knowledge didn't disappear in flames. It disappeared through neglect. Books weren't copied. Techniques weren't taught. Specialists died without apprentices. Knowledge requires effort to survive. If it isn't actively preserved, it decays. Over generations, complex skills simplified. Engineering regressed. Medicine relied more on tradition than understanding. Not because people rejected learning, but because they no longer had the systems to sustain it. Cities that once supported tens of thousands of people collapsed into small, fortified settlements. Urban life became fragile. Rural survival became central. Political authority fragmented. Local leaders replaced distant systems. Power became personal. Protection became transactional. In a world where tomorrow is uncertain, long-term planning disappears. And without long-term thinking, progress stalls. When understanding fades, fear grows. Without explanations, disasters become punishments. Illness becomes guilt. The unknown becomes hostile. Superstition thrives where information fails. This wasn't mass ignorance. It was a lack of reliable frameworks. Fear replaced confidence, and confidence is required for experimentation. A society afraid of the future doesn't build it. Darkness is never neutral. When knowledge fragments, power concentrates locally. Those who controlled land, food, or belief gained influence. Information became gatekept. Authority became unquestioned. This wasn't necessarily planned, it was structural. When systems collapse, someone always fills the space, and those spaces are rarely filled evenly. The Dark Ages weren't equally dark everywhere. Some regions preserved learning quietly. Others adapted rather than innovated. Humanity didn't stop thinking. It stopped sharing at scale. The real darkness wasn't stupidity, it was isolation. Disconnected societies stagnate, even when individuals remain capable. The darkness didn't lift suddenly. It eroded. Trade reopened paths. Ideas crossed borders again. Knowledge moved from isolated pockets into shared space. Once information flowed, progress resumed. Not because people became smarter, but because connection returned. Civilization doesn't advance through brilliance alone. It advances through networks. The Dark Ages weren't caused by evil intentions. They were caused by collapse, fear, and silence. And that raises a disturbing question. What happens when trust breaks down? Systems fragment? Information becomes isolated again? History doesn't repeat perfectly, but it rhymes. The Dark Ages weren't an accident. They were a process, a slow fading of connection, a gradual loss of shared understanding. And the final question remains unanswered. If knowledge stops flowing, if systems fracture, if fear replaces curiosity, are dark ages something we escaped, or something that returns when we stop paying attention?